For the new viewers, if you haven't watched part 1 yet, go ahead and watch that one first, as it is a continuation on part 2. And if you're here from part 1, enjoy the rest of the video. So the next step is adding music into your project. So music can be differentiating between an average and boring video looking at it and an amazing one. So adding music and sound effects is crucial if you're looking to either create just a really good cinematic or even a really engaging short form video or an amazing YouTube video. So what you can do is come up here to the audio section and either choose from these songs given to you. Same goes with these sound effects that are provided to you by CapCut, but also beware that a lot of them are copyrighted, which can be harmful if you're uploading these videos onto YouTube. So if you're going to use this for any sort of, YouTube videos, or if you're going to use it for any sort of commercial usage, I highly recommend against using these, this music over here and these sound effects. Instead, I recommend using music from Epidemic Sound, or you can search up non-copyrighted background music and also use that. But I highly recommend using NCS or Epidemic Sound, since they're the most trustworthy in the field of non-copyrighted music. On your timeline, the audio that you have now, and as you can see it added onto it, you can either drag and drop it onto your timeline or just go ahead and click on it. If you want to change the volume of it, what you can do is either drag the volume, the white bar, up and down, or you can also come up here to the right side of your basic settings and change the volume here with the slider. Set the decibel that you're looking for. For this music, I'd probably set it to -10 or -15. I'm not gonna play it just because it may contain copyrighted music, and I'm not trying to get copyrighted right now. You can also fade the music in and fade the music out, which is basically just like a slow build up, I guess, to the natural volume of the song. You don't really need this, but if you want to, you can probably keep it to like 1 second. And as you can see, the music exceeds the video length. So what you can do is go to the end of the video, make sure you have the audio selected, and go ahead and click B on your keyboard, and then just go ahead and delete the rest. You can also add noise reduction right over here, but you won't need that obviously for songs and sound effects. But if it was, for example, a voiceover, then you would just click that, and then there you go. They also have different voice changer settings right over here. You can add these different effects to it and even change the speed of your audios right over here. You can either put it at, you can slow it down to 0.1 all the way up to the normal speed, which is 1x. You can go to 2, 3, 4, all the way up to as much as you want. I'm gonna leave it at 1. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty simple to change it. As I said before, you can obviously just drag it to the left side to make it slow-mo if you'd like, but I recommend not doing this if it's for a background music. They also have a lot of voice filter presets, which is pretty cool. I've never seen another app or a free app that gives you this many options to choose from. Same with voice characters and speech to song, which is also pretty cool. I could make a whole new video on that if you guys would like, but yeah. So you can also create some pretty creative and amazing things with speed ramping and that type of stuff. Let's jump right into the world of color grading your footage. It's a pretty simple process that basically just begins with selecting your clip and heading over to adjustments right over here. In this adjustments menu, you can make professional level changes. One powerful tool that you can use is curves right over here. Think of it like shaping the contrast with an S-curve. You can also experiment with the different colors. It basically allows you to add different tints to various parts of your video or image. For instance, you might want to reduce the amount of brightness or add the amount of brightness. As you can see, it's pixelated. It's not too good with this video, but I'm just showing you guys how it works. The more down, the darker it goes. The higher up, it kind of gets brighter and brighter. So I want to keep it around there, just so it's darker and nice contrasted. You can add curves in these lines by just hovering over the lines and clicking on it, and as you can see, there's a circle, and then you can drag it to create a curve. As you can see, the red shows up because that's what we're changing, the red color. But yeah, I'm not gonna play around with that, just Control Z it. Another option you have to play around with is the HSL. This is basically the hue, saturation, brightness, pretty basic stuff. These basic tweaks can have a huge impact to the overall look of your feel of the video. As you can see, the hue kind of changes the color a little bit. As you can see, you can choose different colors over here to change, for example. So I'll do blue. Let's see what it does. As you can see, there's a tiny difference. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is more darker on the purple side, and as you go on the left, you see it gets more brighter, and then the brightness obviously lighter, darker. I think you could kind of see it if I move it fast like that. But yeah, this video isn't the best example to do it. It works better with images and more high contrast images. Right in the basics tab of the adjustments, you can also change the temperature, hue, saturation of the overall video. As you can see, the saturation just makes it brighter and darker, as I said before. Same with the temperature, it kind of changes the overall feel of of the video. And then below that, as you can see, the brightness makes it brighter, makes it darker. Contrast is a good thing to play around with. You can also sharpen up the video if you'd like, add a nice fade to make it brighter. You can also add a vignette around the border if you'd like. As you can see, it adds a nice little white vignette border. Understanding layers is a key aspect of this process. You can enable or disable certain tracks or layers by clicking on the eye icon. As you can see, if I hover over this part, and this is the text layer, right? So if I click the eye, as you can see, it disables it. If I click the eye again, it enables it. Same thing goes for the lightning flash. If you click the eye, it disables it. Same thing if I do the video, I click the eye, boom, the video is gone. Click it again, the video is there. This feature is useful when you want to compare the before and after effects easily. Additionally, you can lock a layer to prevent accidental changes, maintaining the effects you've already applied by just clicking the lock on the specific layers. There's also the option to mute clip audio on a specific track if you go ahead and click the audio icon located on your layer. You can use this if you want certain segments of your video to be silent. Let's go deeper into transitions. Transitions basically serve as a method to smoothly shift between two clips. There's a wide range of transition presets options available for you to choose from. While some transitions may seem unconventional and have the potential to lower the overall quality of your footage, there are also numerous high quality alternatives. Consider the whoosh transition. You can apply this by drag and dropping it between two of the clips. If this screen pops up, just go ahead and click on OK. And then as you can see right over here, it's a nice very smooth transition, as you can see. If you would like to edit this effect, you can go ahead and click on the filter. You can change the duration of the effect. Let's say if you want to make it 1 second, it's a lot longer. To keep it nice and sweet, I would probably keep it around 0.4 seconds, just like that, or probably 0.5. It really depends on your song, because you really want the transition to fit the feel of the video, right? With a bunch of transitions to choose from, you can be creative with it. Whether you like flashy or more laid back transitions, just basically pick the ones that make your story better without hurting how pro or good your video looks. Trying out different transitions helps you add creativity to your video, making it looking a lot cooler and telling your video or story in a more interesting way. Next up, we have effects. So effects are also something that they have plenty of here, as you can probably see for yourself. Scroll down, there's a bunch of effects to choose from. These kind of work the same as transitions pretty much, except they actually don't go in between clips, they go over them. So for example, if I wanted to add, let's say, this hazy or blur effect to my video, what you can go ahead and do is just drag and drop it onto your video. I'm sorry, you don't click on your clip and then click the effect, or else it'll place it over. What you want to do is just click off the clip, go to the wherever you want the start point of the blur to start, and just go ahead and click on it. Click on the plus button, and then as you can see, it creates a blur layer right above everything. You can change how long it is by just dragging it just like that, and whatever is under this layer will be affected. So as you can see, all the layers below this are affected except for the text. You can drag the text above so it won't blur the text as well. What you can do, you can click on the blur effect. You can change the blur amount. As you can see, the more right you go, the more blur it gets. The more left you go, the less blurry it gets. So I'm going to show you guys how to keyframe the blur into basically being really blurry in the start and then fading out, I guess. So what you want to do, you want to make sure you're at the beginning of the clip, keyframe the blur to whatever max strength you want it at, then go to the end of the blur and just change the blur to 0. Then if you play it again, as you can see, it kind of fades out of the blur, which is pretty cool. It's not too much for the audience to look at, and it's not too little. It's a good smooth amount. You can always play around with all these effects. This is just one because I want to keep the tutorial nice and simple. But let me know in the comments what you guys think, if I should do a more in-depth tutorial. And yeah, suppose you now want to add captions to your video. What you want to do is go ahead and click on the text option, go under auto captions, make sure your language is on English or whatever you'd like, and then click create. So I don't have any audio voice to go behind it, so I'm just gonna add a random video that I had in the past and just extract the audio from that to show you guys as an example. So I got some of my audio right over here. Click on the audio and go ahead and click on create captions. Customizing these captions are a breeze. As you can see, these are pretty simple captions, but what you can do to edit these is there are different templates you can put, which are pretty good. So let's say I want to add this effect. You can just go ahead and click it, and as you can see, it applies to all of them. If you would just like to apply to one of them, just go ahead and uncheck the apply to all box, and it'll apply to just the one you have highlighted. So as you can see, I have all of them selected. I'll just put it in the middle, just like that, make it bigger, just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and select all of them, go on basic. You can change the font over here if you'd like. You can make it bold, underline, italics, or all of them. You can change the color of the text right over here. You can do everything you can with the normal text basically as captions. You can change the background of it. You can add glow, shadows, curves, whatever. So I know this isn't a very detailed tutorial. If you guys would like an in-depth tutorial on any of these features, features, especially captions, please leave a comment letting me know so I can make a video for you guys. Anyways, let's get right back into the video. CapCut is also very efficient in the cutout function. You can go ahead and remove backgrounds by using this. I made a video explaining all of this in depth on how to do this and the different ways on how to remove backgrounds from videos and images. If you're interested in that, go ahead and watch that video right after this one. Alright, so once you're happy with the project, go ahead to the top right corner and click on export, and then you can name your project right over here. I'm just going to keep it test project just for this. You can choose where you're going to export it, what file and what folder, so you can do that yourself. You can choose your exporting resolution: 480, 720, 1080p, 2K, 4K. I would suggest for a normal YouTube video to do 1080, but if you're doing it for a client, they want it to be 4K for example, you can go ahead and do it 4K, but I'm just going to keep it 1080p for this. You can choose your bitrate. I would recommend keeping it on recommended or whatever it's set to on default. Codec, I would suggest it to keep it on H.264, but if you would like to save space, you can do the HEVC format. You can do whatever you want, MP4, MOV. For YouTube, I would suggest MP4. Frame rate, this is up to you. I would select 60 FPS, but it depends what type of project you're doing. Export audio, this basically exports the whole video in one file, including the video and the audio. If you select the export audio, it basically exports the audio into another file as well. So you basically have one file with the video audio, you have another file with just the audio. If you're uploading CapCut edits or videos in general but you aren't getting views you're satisfied with, go ahead and watch this video where I go deep into how to grow your YouTube channel, as I got over 200 subscribers in a span of just 2 days a few weeks ago, and now I'm past 1,000 subscribers, I'm monetized, and I'm making money off YouTube. So go ahead and watch that video, and I'll see you guys next time.